Hello and welcome back to another Hobonichi Flip-Through. This is going to be for the month of August. I have my incense burning. I'm just feeling very sensitive right now. I'm on my moon cycle, day 3 to be exact, so I need something to calm my mind, ease my nerves. And with that said, let's get into it. So I experimented with my selfie for this month. So what I did was I took a photo from Pinterest. It's like a reflection of water, at least that's what it looks like to me. And then a selfie, and then I combined it together on Canva. And there's this option where you can remove the background of the picture. So that's what I did. And that's what created this really cool background for my selfie. And then I added stickers as usual. On the 1st of August, it was a full moon in Aquarius. On this day, I pulled 3 oracle cards, and each of the cards comes with an affirmation. So for the first card, the affirmation was, I have the strength to embrace the fears within me with love, compassion, and light. Second one was, I am grateful for my past experiences, good and hard. I embrace the lessons learned and move forward courageously. And then the last one, I am love, expanding and growing in power, clarity, and truth. On the 2nd of August, after 4 years, Sky, my Hoya carnosa, finally started to bloom. All she needed was to be moved out into the backyard. I can't wait for the flowers to fully bloom. So if you guys aren't plant enthusiasts like me, then you probably don't know what a Hoya is, but it's a very hardy plant. The leaves are a lot thicker. They produce these beautiful porcelain wax flowers that come in clusters. And from my research, it takes about 5 or so years to produce those blooms. And for me, it only took 4 years. And all it really takes is a lot of natural sunlight, fertilizing. For the first few years of having this Hoya, I had it indoors and I don't think it was getting enough sunlight. So if you do have one and you're wanting it to bloom flowers, I would suggest bringing it out into the backyard or a porch where you have shade but enough sunlight. So I hung my Hoya in our gazebo out in the backyard, and it took a little time to adjust, but after consistent watering and fertilizing, I was pleasantly surprised with this. I actually got to see what it looks like when it fully blooms because I did document it. Mornings with Maddie. I have been wanting to go on morning walks, and Maddie has been wanting to ride her bike. We decided to go together to hold each other accountable. This was our 2nd day, and it felt great soaking in the sun, connecting with nature, and getting my steps in. So I just drew a picture of Maddie with her bike, and she originally had a black helmet, but when I told her I was going to draw her in my Hobonichi, she's like, can you make my helmet pink? Because I'm trying to manifest a pink helmet. And she did end up manifesting a pink helmet eventually, I think a few weeks after this day. And here's a photo of my girls from XG. They came out with their song TGIF. I don't know if it was on the 4th or on the 3rd, I'm not quite sure, but I love this photo of them. TGIF is not thank God it's Friday, it's actually thank God I'm fly. Wake up, look up in the mirror. Oh, thank God I'm fly. This song is definitely a runway song, and I'm here for it. Filming day. I finally found time to film the painting portion for my new episode of Chat and Create. And this was my whole setup. This is actually the setup I have right now for my Hobonichi Flip-Through. So I actually wrote this last year on my notes app, and I just transferred it here. So I wrote, I love the feeling of crossing paths with strangers online, even if it's through their 1-minute videos on TikTok. We never have conversations, but they send these messages to anyone that needs to hear it. Often these messages are the ones that you couldn't put into your own words, but you know the feeling well. Isn't it beautiful? I don't know your name and I will most likely never see you again, but the universe put you on my path for just a moment to share some wisdom and advice. I'm always so grateful for these little experiences in my day. On this day, I just wrote an affirmation 3 times. So this one says, I am who I am and that is enough. I am who I am and that is enough. I am who I am and that is enough. Dude, if you can just like repeat this affirmation to yourself every single day until it feels true for you, you will see the change in yourself. On this day, I put a postcard photo of new jeans. This is the day that we went to Zion Market and Maddie and I went to that K-pop store, and she bought some of New Jeans' old albums, and then she bought this pack of like postcard prints of their photos, and so she gave me some of them. I really like this one because I like their whole style here. Loving the neutrals, of course. And on this spread, I put 2 of my favorite quotes from 2 of my favorite Palestinian women. So this one is from Erykah Badu, and she says, "Unfollowing all things that don't align with your growth, contribute to your peace, or make you happy is primary self-care." And on this page is a poem from Janae Eichel's book. I think it's called Two Fish, and this one's called 13 Fish. New highs followed by new lows, all for the balance, I suppose. Oh, 222. When in doubt, take a nap. The no-cry solution. Naps solve all problems. Naps over everything. I love naps. When I'm feeling uninspired, unmotivated, or sad, and in a funk, I will take a nap for like 15 minutes to maybe an hour, and then I feel so rejuvenated afterwards. Today's highlights. I went to the gym with Atif for the first time in years. I did some much needed arm workouts and an hour on the treadmill. I felt so energized and pumped afterwards. I finally got to film for my new episode of Chat and Create. We had dinner at Duke's in La Jolla. This time I got the ribs and chicken plate. So tender, juicy, and delicious. And then I put some stickers that say workout, being active, and dinner party. On this day, we got to watch the Barbie movie. Younger Char was so happy. Barbie was so good and the humor was the best. I was definitely a Barbie girl when I was younger, and I stopped playing with Barbies when I was 11. I remember that exact day. I took a storage bin and I stored all of my Barbies in it, and I remember sitting there looking at it, feeling like my adolescence was slipping away. I still love my Barbies, but I feel like I'm too old for it. But this movie was just like so good for my soul, and it really nurtured my inner child. When this movie first came out, I saw so many videos on TikTok of women and their mothers buying Barbies for themselves, or grabbing some of their old Barbies, looking at it and tearing up. I got so emotional. My favorite Barbie was a Polynesian Barbie because she was the one that was closest to what I looked like. I definitely had a weird Barbie. I always experimented with my Barbies and like cut their hair, colored it with my markers. Gosh, that speech, I forgot what her name was in the movie, but America, when she had that whole speech with Barbie and all the other Barbies in the dollhouse, I freaking like choked up. It's so empowering, but also sad, just like what we women go through. Ugh, I don't even want to go any further because I would probably like cry. I'm so sensitive right now. But I love this movie so much. It was better than I expected. And this was a day when my Hoya was in full bloom. I kept checking up on my Hoya every few days, and then finally I saw it. I'll insert the video. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. I was so full of joy. I was running around the backyard. I feel like such a proud plant mama. Doesn't it look so beautiful? It looks like starfish. And on this spread, I put a couple of quotes. This one says, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it," by Epic Tetis. And on this page it says, "The sooner you be you, the sooner the people looking for you will find you." Now I wanted to talk a little bit about this because it's so true. And I feel like I really become more confident in just sharing my truth online, especially on my channel. And not being afraid to talk about certain topics, because I think before I used to shy away from doing that because people knew me for just my art, but there are so many nuances to my personality. And so through my Hobonichi videos, I've been more comfortable with sharing my truth and my thoughts when it comes to spirituality, self-development, and just life in general. And so by doing that, I'm able to connect with people who are on my level or who are aligned with me spiritually. And that's what I would suggest for anyone, is to be authentically you. I know that word is thrown around so easily, but it's so true. When you can speak your truth and not be afraid to show up as you and not care about what other people think or say about you, the more that you show up and share the things that you love, you will naturally attract the right community for you. That's what I'm doing right now. People who watch my videos for the first time may not understand me or may think that I'm too deep, but this is who I am. I love sharing my thoughts. I love sharing these things about life and self-development and self-discovery. I'm hoping that by doing this, I can connect with the right people who really see the value in my videos. So yeah. Today I finally filmed a new Sketch and Wander episode. It only took me 7 years, LOL. So this is a screen cap from one of the clips. It was so fun to finally get back into filming urban sketch videos. Having Maddie there definitely made it a lot easier for me because I'm very comfortable with her. So I was not afraid to film in public again. Ever since this day, I've been so excited to just continue filming, and I've been in my creative flow since then. And on this page, I wrote a quote that says, "I will never have this version of me again. Let me slow down and be with her." And I put this sticker with this girl hugging a pink heart. On this page, I wrote a poem. I forget her actual name. I think it's Morgan something, but yeah, I'll leave her name down here. But she does go by MHN. And the poem says, "Let July be July and let August be August. And let yourself just be, even in the uncertainty. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to solve everything, and you can still find peace and grow in the wild of changing things." Hurricane Hillary. Today felt like winter with a gloom and heavy storm, but when you add in summer heat and mugginess into the mix, ugh, such a weird day. I'm so glad my family and I were safe. Our neighborhood was safe, but our backyard did get pretty flooded. I pray that everyone in California stays safe. My family and I stayed indoors. It was a Sunday, so Sunday fun day indoors. Thankfully, it didn't hit us too hard. Like I said, the backyard was pretty flooded, and my plants were okay, thankfully, because I remember like last winter, my monstera fell down several times because it was like windy and rainy. So thankfully during this hurricane, it didn't do any damage. There were so many videos on TikTok of these people who were just dancing in the rain. And I saw some videos of some guys like on their canoe or rafts or whatever they're called. And I was like, dang, we Californians are so chill about this. It just felt like winter, but with very hot temperatures. Note to self, when something is for you, it will bring clarity and an alignment to your life, not chaos and confusion, by Alex L. I put a sticker here that says, trust yourself. And on this page, I just took some magazine clippings that I got recently, and yeah, I just really liked the photos. It really gives me brunch vibes. And then I added 2 stickers, one with coffee and one with some cocktails. On this spread, I just took a photo of this model and pasted it on both sides. She's so pretty. And then I put a quote that says, "Some things break your heart, but fix your vision." When I first saw this quote, I was like, wow, this hit the nail. It's so freaking true. I'm not even gonna elaborate on this. It just speaks for itself. On this page, I wrote a quote that says, "If you want to align with real friends, real lovers, real community, share your truth proudly, consistently, and unashamedly. Shout it, sing it, sculpt it, write it, dance it, paint the most authentic you all over the canvas of your life. Whoever is left applauding your art are your people. Whoever fades away was never yours to begin with." Now this quote connects with, where is it at? This puzzle one. So yeah, same themes. New workspace situation. So I did film a video about this new workspace situation. I'll leave it in the cards for you. I woke up that morning and I was like, I think it's time. The last several months, I have been so frustrated trying to figure out how I wanted to rearrange my furniture. I talk more in that video, so you can watch that if you're interested, but I love the way it looks now. On this page, I wrote some lyrics from one of my favorite artists. This artist, she was originally known as June Morisi, but now she's changed her name. It's unpronounceable, basically. 3 parentheses, an O, and then 3 closed parentheses. I want to share the meaning behind it. It's so interesting. The creative syntax symbolizes the artist's energetic presence. It also makes searching for her online more difficult, which is a permanent fixture in keeping her mind off of creating music to gain fame. And I love that. I'll just call her June Morisi. June Morisi, she's Filipina. She's originally from Texas, I think, but she moved to the Philippines like several years ago. She always comes out with a new album on her birthday. So I think her birthday was either the 26th or 27th. She comes out with such beautiful albums each year, and I always look forward to it. Her music is very ethereal. There's certain songs that give me like indigenous vibes. She's really connected to the Filipino culture, which I love about her. There's also some songs in this album that gives me Erykah Badu and Solange vibes. So this song is called Travelin'. Like her voice. So the lyrics go, her thoughts will fade, they will away. Every touch is paramount, got to weigh out the doubt. Look away, there's evil there, taking away my sleep at night. Every chance a real goodbye, closest friends I keep in mind. How can I secure the line, send my love to pass the time? And then she goes, let me play that part. So if that sounds good to you, you should definitely check out her YouTube channel. I'll leave it down below. She has all the tracks on there. She has some music videos and also on Spotify. Sometimes if I'm in the mood, I will meditate to some of her music, or if I'm feeling like I need to really tap into my feminine energy, I love to dance to her music and just let my body flow the way it wants to, and it just makes me feel so good. The Soul Spiral. Listen in and welcome every part of you. Practice radical acceptance and follow your intuition. Settle into your rhythm and flow with it. And share your light. By Femble. Your diet is not only what you eat, it's what you watch, what you listen to, what you read, the people you hang around. Be mindful of the things you are putting into your body emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I definitely try my best to not consume things that are negative, be around people who love talking about drama or other people. I try to listen to music and read books that are positive and are of things that I want in my life. It's so important to be mindful of all these things, and even just the way that you speak to yourself. Words are spells, you know, spelling. So whatever you say to yourself and to others is going to become your reality. So be very mindful of what you say. Like, what do you want in your life? Have more of that and focus less on the things that you don't want. And on the 30th, it was a Pisces full moon, aka super blue moon. They call it the super blue moon because this is the second full moon of the month, which is very rare, once in a blue moon. We won't be seeing this again, I think, until 2037. So that's why I decided to take a photo. Fortunately, my printer, I think my black ink specifically, is having problems, so it made these streaks on the paper, but I mean, now it just looks like a pattern in the sky. But yeah, so I took a photo. The way I took this photo was I used my Canon M50, and then I had an adapter for one of my old film lenses. It was one of my dad's old telephoto lenses for his film camera, which is now mine. So I've been using that whenever I take pictures of the moon. I put that on and it zooms pretty far, and that's how I was able to get this photo.
Look at it, Charlie, from there, the camera. Wow. Wow.
This just makes me want to get a telescope now. Like, I love looking at the moon, and I want to be able to see all the other planets like Saturn and Jupiter. And now we've made it to the last page of August, and as usual, I wrote down my August highlights. So I wrote Hoya blooms, morning walks with Maddie, XG's TGIF and New Dance, tuna kimbap from Siam Market, going to the gym with Ate, getting back into the flow of filming videos, the Barbie movie, urban sketching at Balboa Park, and rearranging my art workspace. All right, so that was my August Hobonichi Flip-Through. I hope you all enjoyed it. And great timing because my incense is done. It's done doing its thing. So feeling a lot more calm, more at ease. My room smells like lavender and I'm loving it. If you enjoy my Hobonichi Flip-Throughs, definitely subscribe down below to see more. And if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. As always, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.